Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 3rd. This week, let's just get into it. You have the Seven of Diamonds first, which is feeling like you don't have enough money this week. I think this week is going to be slightly challenging. However, there is good news this week. I think it's actually going to leave you in a very positive position. So this is you not feeling like you have enough money this week. The card asks you to simply recognize abundance in your life. It says, recognize what you do have, and then more will come to you. I always say about the sevens, if they had feelings, if the cards had feelings, the seven would want to be an 8 or would want to step down and be a 6. They want to be an even number. So how is that good news for you? Well, it asks you to work a little bit extra harder this week, and then you will become the 8 of diamonds, which is more successful, which has a lot of money, which has gifts coming in from the universe and things like that. You can change that right now, right away, just by doing a little extra work. Maybe, if you don't have a job or something, just kind of renegotiating your finances this week, and then you will have enough, and you won't have anything to worry about, and you will have a good week. Not that you have anything to worry about. Next, you have the seven of spades coming up, which is worrying about not having enough. It can be worrying about not having love as well, worrying about it. I would say your one message this week is to not worry, to stop worrying, to separate from the situations that you're in, to take a more positive approach this week, and really focus on being positive, and your week will end up being a lot more positive. But again, this card is mostly just worrying about stuff, worrying about not having enough, worrying about where's this going to come from, and all of this stuff. Next, you have the King of Clubs, which is a great card to get because he is very hardworking. He is very hard and ambitious and knows what he wants. So, I don't attach sex to my cards. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. This is going to be the energy that's surrounding you, is the King of Clubs. And it just asks you to... the King of Clubs really asks you to rely on your prior experiences this week. Clubs cards are all usually about intuition. The difference between that and the King of Clubs is the King of Clubs, he more relies on experience. He doesn't necessarily rely so much on his intuition. So I think it says this week, to get through this week, rely on your experiences, past experiences, anything that comes in this week. Chances are you can pull from a past experience. You can say, I've already experienced this situation. I already know what to do. That's what this guy does. He already knows what to do with every situation because he's already experienced it. This guy's experienced, more than anybody else. And if you do that, you will be very, very successful. Next, you have the Ace of Spades coming up. It's definitely a week of endings. I call this card the Forest Fire because, it represents almost like a forest fire. Forest fire comes through, burns down an entire forest, and there's like a lot of death and destruction and all this burning and things like that. And, so I think in your life you could be a little bit worried and you could almost feel like that, like things are just leaving you burning and all this. But the good news about this card is after a forest fire, the forest always grows back like 1,000 times stronger and 1,000 times better with more life and more abundance and more stuff coming in. So, I think you have that to look forward to. I think a lot of you have already been through this forest fire, so I think it's already growing. I think things are already coming back and growing into your life like 1,000 times stronger. I've said it in the past weeks. I feel like Cancer as a person is getting a lot harder, a lot stronger. It's like you're getting a lot thicker of a shell, and you'll be a lot better off for it. So thank you for watching this video. Enjoy the week. I don't think it's going to be a bad week, even though it might seem like it. I think it will be a positive week. I think it'll be easy, again, because you'll be able to pull on past experiences to be successful this week and to get through situations, and it'll just be a lot easier. So thank you again for watching.